Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I am awesome, and you?
I'm doing great. I'm even doing better because guess what I learned?
What did you learn?
Research shows that crocodiles can climb trees.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
As if they're not dangerous enough.
Exactly. I always thought if I was ever going to be chased by a crocodile, I don't know where that would happen, but if I were, I would have climbed a tree. Now I'm finding out that that's not going to work.
That's not a good idea.
No. Apparently they have short little stubby legs. They must have good claws. Something. Speaking of claws, grizzly bears in and around Yellowstone National Park, they have been in federal protection, like they were an endangered species.
Right.
Back in the 70s is when they went on that list. They had 136 to 312 grizzlies because it's so hard to get them to do the census. They just won't fill out the forms. But nowadays, they say, they're really not threatened anymore. We have over 500 of these bears roaming around the park.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're saying, might as well just have that dentist come out here and shoot some of them. All right, moving on. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Thank you so much for listening on a Monday. Hey, first thing in the morning after breakfast, what do? Do you look for the weather? Do you wonder what's the day going to be like today? A lot of people do that. Nowadays, you don't have to look it up because some college kids have designed a toaster that is connected to the internet that will burn the forecast into your toast.
Whatever, seriously?
The toaster connects to the internet, downloads information for your local weather forecast, then changes the burn pattern on your toast depending on what the forecast is.
Oh my gosh.
It will show a little rain, a little sun, a little cloud, snow, whatever. And you can get one of these toasters and you connect it to the internet and it'll tell you what the weather's going to be like.
That is very cool,
That is cool, but then again, I think that is one of those things that is kind of quirky. Like,
I would buy that.
Would you really?
Just to see how cool my toast looks.
When you're waiting for the toast, you wouldn't just say, I'm going to just look it up and see what it's like.
I wouldn't do it because I want to see what the weather's going to do. I'd want to do it because it would be cool on my toast.
Yeah, I think we should make a toaster that has the John and Heidi Show logo on it.
Do we have a logo?
Yes, we do.
We do?
You didn't know we had a logo?
I didn't know we had a logo.
Have you ever been to our website? Thank you so much for listening to, apparently she's never heard of it, the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
You know this is true because you heard it on the radio. Doctors removed 200 nails from a man's stomach.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ethiopian doctors have removed more than 200 nails that were swallowed by a mentally ill patient.
Oh.
He complained of having stomach pain.
Gee,
medics.
Wonder why.
I don't know. Medics spent more than an hour extracting 26 ounces of items from the man's stomach. And they've got his name here, but I'm not even going to try it. After an X-ray revealed it was crammed with assorted pieces of metal. The metallic objects removed from the patient included 222 rusty nails, as well as an assortment of keys and coins. It is believed that he ate the items during his 20 years as a mental patient.
Oh.
So he's been there a while.
That's too bad.
Have you ever eaten anything metal?
No.
Nor have I. I can only imagine how that would feel coming through the system. Probably not good.
Probably not good.
So I wonder why these were hanging out in his stomach. And they didn't go through his system. Because they say this is built up over the course of 20 years. I've got some watermelon seeds that I swallowed about 20 years ago. And don't those stay in your stomach for that long?
It turns into a watermelon.
Isn't that what they say? Is that what happened? That's why I'm so chubby. I ate some watermelons. And I also remember when I was a kid, they said if you swallow gum, it stays in your tummy for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I swallowed a lot of gum a few years back. I'm expecting that to pass one of these days. And there's my weight loss plan right there. I don't know how true that is. But
between gum and watermelon seeds.
I should be good to go here in the next couple of years.
I can't wait to see you pass that watermelon.
That is not a very pleasant thought. On second thought, I'm going to just go seedless from now on. And this whole thing, this guy ate 200 nails, more than 200 nails, 222 rusty nails, and all these other things.
Wow.
That is just really gross. But apparently he was low in iron.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
That is really weird. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. After a short chase, Officer Joseph Fonteno of the Redondo Beach, California Police Department charged the driver of a white Mazda with a DUI. Here's what happened. The car had been driving down the Pacific Coast Highway with the upper half of a traffic light pole laying on the hood.
Oh.
That's typically not a good thing. When Fontano asked the drunk driver about the pole, he said, "Hey, came with the car when I bought it."
Yeah.
Sure it did. Yeah. So this guy was cruising around. Apparently, it doesn't say how drunk he was, but it does say he was a drunk driver, and he was arrested for that. And he hit a light pole somewhere, and a lot of cars would stop when you hit a light pole. You'd be done. But apparently this Mazda must be a good little car, because not only did it not stop him, but he was able to keep driving, in addition to driving the car, dragging the light pole around with him on the hood. So I don't know if you're considering a car, you might want to check into Mazdas. They take a licking and keep on ticking.
Do they know where he hit the light pole?
I don't know. I'm sure they found out. There's got to be a light pole missing somewhere. According to him, it came with the car.
Sure it did.
Well, I do know that his brain came with drugs.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Is it a really good idea to get body piercings? I'm not really into that, but some
Depends
people
on
are.
where.
They're popular. Most people don't take into consideration the dangers they're putting themselves into once they have them. A woman's piercing became very scary in this moment of duh. She was vacationing in a place over in Greece. 26-year-old Becky Nyang was hospitalized after being struck by lightning.
Oh.
She ended up with severe blisters and burns on her mouth and tongue and face. Doctors say the lightning probably wouldn't have hit her, but she had a bunch of metal, like a big tongue stud and metal all over the place, and they think that it was attracted to the metal. That's why she got struck in the face by lightning.
Yeah, to do a whole bunch of them, I think is... I
just don't know.
I don't care for that.
There was a movie where somebody said it looks like he fell face first into a tackle box, and I laughed so
that was
hard.
Funny.
Because that is kind of what it looks like. And there's people out there, there's probably somebody listening right now that has piercings. More power to you. I'm not going to say you can't do it. Do
I don't mind a couple, but when there's so many of them that you're...
I'm one that says you do what you want to do. That's your body.
Exactly.
But don't come complaining to me when you
can't
can't
get a job.
So, or when you get struck in the face by lightning, Just saying. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day. Also, author T.L. Henry. Going to be talking to her. She is a dental hygienist, an author, and a medium. It's going to be interesting. It's coming up.
The scoop of the day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. More than 4 tons of garbage was removed from an elderly couple's home in China. That's a lot of garbage.
Oh, it's a lot of garbage.
Took 12 hours and 20 workers to remove the piles. The husband said the current recycling prices were too low. He was trying to wait out the market. For 20 years?
Oh, my
Or how long did it
gosh.
say? I guess it doesn't say how long. But he's been stacking it up. How many tons?
So they get
4
paid
tons.
to recycle there?
Well, you get paid to recycle certain things here, too. So it was just a bunch of recyclables that he was holding on to. He's like, I'm going to take these aluminum cans in when the market goes up. In case you hadn't heard, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are married. I didn't know that.
Yes, I did know
Last
that.
week, there was an article about that. People Magazine had a report. Young, and I think both of those two
I think they are adorable.
Yeah, and they were both on the 70s show.
Yes, they were.
That 70s show?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. A young Russian man who dressed in women's clothing to sit in on an exam for his sister was caught because his belly was hanging out of the clothes.
That's a good brother.
Yeah. Big, furry Russian man sitting in a petite, tiny woman's clothing. Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah. Are you really a female? Sure I am.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet
that's a
you are.
good brother.
It is. Hey, speaking of Russia, imagine cruising down the road and looking over to see a real live cow sitting in the back seat of another car.
Oh.
That happened in Russia. 4 men have been arrested and charged with stealing a pregnant cow and escaping with it, squeezed into their car. Police picked up the men after the 660-pound cow had traveled 37 miles in the car with her head sticking out the window.
Oh, that's funny.
Have
Like a
no
dog.
clue what they were planning on doing, but they lured the cow into the back of the car and drove 37 miles before getting arrested. So that's crazy. Recent study shows that support for school prayer has steadily decreased among most Americans since the 1970s, with the exception of 2 groups, evangelicals and older Americans. University of Nebraska in Lincoln, the sociologist...
You know what has increased, though, as school prayer has decreased?
What's that?
School violence.
I agree. Philip Schwandel from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln concludes from examining studies over the past 30-plus years, the overall support of school prayer has declined, even among Catholics and mainline Protestants. Now, here's the good news. If you want to pray in school, you can do that. You can pray anywhere.
Yeah.
You don't have to have permission, because you can just do that to yourself. You can pray anywhere, all the time. I pray a lot, because if you lived the life I live, you'd realize I need to pray a lot.
Exactly.
So how is your credit card debt? American credit card holders in their late 20s and 30s have more debt than older consumers. They repay it more slowly and risk dying in debt if they don't curb their spending habits. With this new study, researchers found that people born between 1980 and 1984 have an average of $5,689 more debt than their parents had at that age.
Yeah, I believe that.
And they have $8,156 more debt than their grandparents had at that age. So they're saying we are getting to a point where we're living more and more in debt. That's not a good place to be.
Well, how many just us personally, how many credit card things do we get in a week?
All the time.
Just one week?
I throw them away every time.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want a credit card. I don't need a credit card. You can keep sending them. I'll just keep throwing them away. There's a guy sitting in jail in Austria serving a 3-month sentence for a DUI, and his first name is Roberto. Soon after being thrown into the jail, he began bragging to his cellmate about something else that he had done. He scammed a lady out of $8,000. Guess what? The guy that was in the cell happened to be that lady's husband.
Oh, my gosh.
He beat the snot out of him. He got beat up really good. And he got an extra 18 months in jail and has to repay the money.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So while he was in jail, he decided, I'm going to brag about something I did. Speaking of weird things in the law, here's our strange law. In Utah, it is against the law to fish on horseback.
Oh, why?
Don't know. It is illegal to fish on horseback in Utah.
I wonder what the problem would be with that. I wouldn't see a problem with that.
Nor would I, but apparently
not that I would want to, but I don't know why it would be an issue.
It's a big issue in Utah. Don't do it. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday. I've got a special guest on the telephone line, author T.L. Henry. T.L., how you doing today?
I'm doing well, John. How are you?
Fantastic. And I've got, it's really kind of an interesting thing. When we had a chance to visit a little bit here, I see that you're a dental hygienist, and you're also a caretaker for your father, 85 years young, and an author and a medium. Now, those are kind of interesting things to all put together, aren't they?
They really are. They really are. And it takes up all of my time. All of those things combined take up all of my time.
And I suppose many authors, when they sit down to write a book, they have a connection to that book, and they have a connection to the characters in their book. But it's really interesting that when you started writing, you discovered you have even more of a connection than most, don't you?
Absolutely, I do. When I started writing my book, I had this grand idea of what the book would be about and what it would be like and the plot and the setting. And I'm writing this book, and here comes this character from the other side. And I thought, I didn't plan for this character to be in my book, but she's going to be in the book. So it's somebody who's passed on, and she comes through as a channel. I channel with her, and I don't know her name, but I've given her a name. Her name is Laurel, and her experience is now in this book. And that's why they come through from the other side, because they have an experience that may not have been rectified when they were alive, and it's something still bothering them, so she came through. So I put her tragedy in my book, and hopefully she can get some peace.
Very cool. Now, the name of the book is Secrets I've Been Keeping, and it's a romance novel. And where all can I find this book? Is it kind of all over the place?
Right now, it's all online. It's on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and also Ex Libris.
Nice. And if folks are readers, they probably have their favorite place to get it. So go find it in those places. It's very interesting to me, the whole medium part of it. Have you had people that have challenged you on that, or have you had people who say, I don't believe in that stuff, it's a bunch of hooey? How has that been accepted?
Well, actually, I'm just now coming out with my mediumship. There are people that know about it, but very few. And it just so happened that when this character came through, I thought, oh gosh, I've got to start talking about this now. So I do have people that I've discussed it with, and they seem to be more intrigued than they are afraid or disbelievers. And I don't know if it's because of the different TV shows that have been on and all the information that has come out about mediums lately. I don't know if it's from that or if it's that they trust me. I don't know, but I haven't really had anybody challenge me.
You use the word intrigued. I think that's the perfect word because it is very intriguing, and it's something that, because we don't know. This isn't something that anybody can definitively say, this is right or this is wrong. It's just this giant question mark, and it's very intriguing. It's interesting to me.
It really is, and just the simple fact that this is a fiction novel, if somebody doesn't want to believe that this person came through and I have their story in my book, that's okay. It's still a character, and it's still a character that can be enjoyed.
So have you, as the book has been out since April now, so it's been out for a couple of months, have you noticed an increase in sales when the story got out that the channeling the character, has that helped sales or has it hurt sales?
I'm going to be very honest with you. You are only the second person that I've spoken to about it who either has a radio station or a newspaper.
Nice.
I had a book signing, and the book signing was phenomenal. Just before the book signing, I was in the newspaper, and that's the first time it was mentioned that I was a medium.
It's very interesting. Okay. I hope that it helps. I hope it doesn't hurt, because I know there are some people out there that go, oh, I don't believe in that stuff. So if you still like the book, read the book either way. But I really do hope that it helps, and I think it's cool if you've got some divine inspiration coming from somewhere, and they're helping you write the book. That is awesome. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun for me, and I've enjoyed it. And like I said, if somebody doesn't want to believe it, that's okay. I'm not out to change their mind. I'm just out to write a good book. Basically, that's what I've done.
There you go. And folks that want to read a good book, what is the name of the book once again, so I can go online and find it and buy it and read it?
The book is Secrets I've Been Keeping by T.L. Henry. And it can be found online at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and Ex Libris. And it's also on Kindle.
Going to send them out there to find the book. Thank you so much, TL. I appreciate you taking time to chat with us.
You are welcome. Thank you, John, and take care.
Definitely. Again, the book, Secrets I've Been Keeping. Go check it out. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. You're tuned in to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a very special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday, the 10th day of August. It's National Duran Appreciation Day.
Oh, that's a great day.
It is. I appreciate Duran.
I appreciate them every day.
It's also Paul Bunyan Day. And I don't know if that's the mythical guy, the big tall guy, or just a guy named Paul that has a bunion, but I'm assuming the mythical guy.
I'm sure it's the mythical guy.
Skyscraper Appreciation Day today, Smithsonian Day today, and S'mores Day today. You know, I'm not often in the mood for s'mores, but every once in a while,
s'mores.
I'll just have this hankering for s'mores.
Yeah, I love s'mores, but I always think I need one, and then I eat like half of one. I'm like, okay, that's enough.
Where I'm at too,
because they're so sweet.
And we have a fire pit at our house, so we once in a while have a little fire pit, and then when you have a fire pit, it's like the law, you have to have s'mores.
Yeah.
So we have them quite often. Anyway, get out there and celebrate one way or another today. It's a special day. Today, again, is the 10th day of August. Thanks for listening on a Monday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
If you're looking for the secret to a long and happy marriage, I might have some advice for you. People who've been married 40, 50, and 60 years, they've got all this info here, and they've given it out to a guy by the name of Matthew Boggs and another guy by the name of Jason Miller. They traveled 12,000 miles around the U.S. of A. to talk to couples for a book called Marriage Masters. Is that what it's called? Anyway, it says here decades. They were on the Today Show. Oh, they wrote Project Everlasting. Okay, their trip was called Marriage Masters. I don't know, whatever it is. So divorce, never murder, often. Translation, commitment is king. So they're saying couples who stay married a lifetime enter their marriage with the mindset that divorce is not an option. So when arguments or disagreements and other things arise, they learn to work them out. They don't run away. Next thing is, there's no such thing as a perfect marriage, only perfect moments. It takes work to create a great marriage. One wife said, whoever said being soulmates was going to be easy. She and her husband of 52 years added, the husband said, marriage is a bed of roses, thorns and all.
That's true.
Next thing, it says, unpack the gunny sack. In other words, don't be afraid to fight. Say what's on your mind. The unexpressed frustrations is what causes more problems in the long run.
I certainly don't have problems in that department.
This is where you and I get along really well.
Right.
Because we've been married.
We have knockdown, drag out fight, even on the radio.
But I'm saying we've been married for like almost 16 years. And the good news is, it's not that it's been a perfect marriage, but I'll tell you what, it's been really good because when we do have fights, it's about dumb little things. We don't let those build up and turn into big things. We have the dumb little fights instead of big ones. Next, it says never stop dating. Because if you quit dating, you quit going out.
I agree.
We should go on a date tonight or something. That'd be kind of fun.
We should.
And it says, next thing on the list says, love is a 4-letter word, but it's not spelled L-O-V-E. It's spelled G-I-V-E.
Oh.
Give. Be selfless. Marriage is not a 50-50. It's 60-40. If you both give 60, then you're both doing really well.
That's right. Then you're both happy.
Next down here it says, join the CMAT Club. You know what that is?
I have no idea.
Can't miss a thing. Life is short. Enjoy every minute of it. And then the last thing on the list here, secrets for long, happy marriages. The discipline of respect. You can have respect without love, but you cannot have love without respect.
That is true. That's completely true.
As that one lady saying, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That one lady?
I can't think of who sang it. Who sang it? Aretha Franklin?
I think so, yeah.
All right, yeah. Do what she says. Respect each other.
Lady.
There you go. I knew it was somebody, and I knew it was a lady.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't like being referred to as
Probably
that one
not.
lady.
So R-E-S-P-E-C-T, each other. and like Jesus said, love one another. See, that's a good advice for everybody.
At least you remembered his name.
Yeah, it was some guy.
2,000
years
one
ago.
guy said.
The one dude. You know the guy with the robe and sandals and whatnot? Anyway, secrets for long, happy marriage from Project Everlasting.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
This story is nothing to sneeze at.
Okay, I would laugh, but I don't get it.
Haven't told you the story yet.
No.
A 97-year-old woman in England who's been almost blind for 5 years regained her sight after she sneezed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's nothing to sneeze at.
Okay, now I
Does that
get
work
it.
better?
Yeah.
Gladys Adamson said she thought she was dreaming when she found that she could see. In fact, she didn't recognize herself when she looked into a mirror for the first time. She said, my hair is now white. It used to, which is now why it was just turning gray the last time she saw it. She's like, I used to be, slightly gray, but now it's completely white.
That's an awesome story.
So yeah, she's 97 years young, and she couldn't see for the last however many years, and she sneezed, and all of a sudden, boom, I can see.
I love that story.
So if you happen to be blind, get some pepper and throw it in your face and see if you'll sneeze, and maybe you can see again. That is a miracle.
I'm pretty sure
awesome.
That was a fluke thing. I don't think that's a cure for blindness.
All you need to do is sneeze and you'll be fine. All right, coming up here in a bit, we got a story about one of the coolest cops in the world, or some of the coolest cops in the world. At least what they drive is cool. Also, how to deal with your in-laws on the program. That's all still to come on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
This would be a really cool way to be a policeman in Austria. They are driving Porsche 911s as patrol cars.
Holy cow.
Yeah, those are nice cars. And they're doing that to crack down on speeding motorists. A $120,000 sports car that goes up to 177 miles per hour. So far, it's been a major success. So much so, they're planning to buy some more speedy sports cars to turn over to the police. The spokesperson from the police department there says preventative effect is excellent. Drivers just need to see it parked along the roadside and they slam on the brakes. Before, they had just regular cruisers, and people would cruise by in a sports car knowing that, good luck, you're not going to catch me anyway.
They must have a much bigger budget than the police departments that my brothers work at.
Yeah, either that or maybe they confiscated this car in a drug bust or something.
Oh, that could be. And they just said, you know what? This is ours now.
Now we're going to use it to fight crime. But that happened in Austria. It is a $120,000 Porsche 911. Wow. Those are good-looking cars right there. Coming up, we're going to talk about how to deal with your in-laws. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
How to deal with your in-laws. This is good information to pass out, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't think either one of us really has a problem, do we?
Not at all. Number one, first thing is treat your spouse well. Nothing pleases parents more than knowing their son or daughter is being well taken care of, loved and pampered. Next thing, and how to deal with your in-laws, present a united front. Never squabble with your spouse in front of his or her parents.
Agreed.
If you have a disagreement, don't do it in front of them because that's a bad idea. Another thing is recognize the fact that you were raised in different families. So you're maybe not going to agree 100% with the way he or she does things. But the good news is, it says, realize a proper New Englander may have difficulty being comfortable in front of a Hispanic family or whatnot. But you two are coming together as a new family.
Right.
Respect them. Next thing on here, ask your mother-in-law to teach you how to cook a certain meal that he or she commented on while visiting their house. So, like if you know that your husband really likes mom's spaghetti,
right? Just
say, hey, you know what? John really likes your spaghetti.
For example, you asked me to learn how to make your mother's goulash.
No, not at all. Did you hear about my...
Oh, yeah.
When was this?
Many times. You've told me this story repeatedly.
Oh, that's something I couldn't do. Not at all. But if there's something that you know that your significant other really likes, and it doesn't have to be women asking for the guys. Guys, you can ask too. Say, she really liked that banana cream pie that you made. Can you teach me how to do that? I want to surprise her someday. And next thing he says, pray for your mother-in-law. Because it's really hard to be mad at somebody that you're praying for. Really is. Next, frequently ask their advice. Even if you don't plan to take it, just say, you know what? What would you do in this situation? Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but I want to know what you would do. Another thing on how to deal with your in-laws, discover what their likes and hobbies are. Find out things that they like, and then if there's a way that you can be involved in those things, do it. And the very last thing on the list is don't clog their toilet.
What?
That's funny. If you clog their toilet, fix it before you leave. Apparently that is one of the biggest problems people have with their in-laws is every time they come to the house, they plug up the toilet and leave. So, no. I've never done that. I don't plan to anytime
I don't believe I've ever done that either.
It's a little secret tip there. I don't even know who that's from. I deleted that part. On how to deal with your in-laws.
Huh.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
Can you believe it's almost time to say goodbye?
No.
For one Texas family, Disney World has a special meaning, Heidi. We always try to end the program with a positive note, right?
Right.
According to the Huffington Post, the Cobb family reached the Florida theme park last month after walking 4,000 miles from Disneyland in California. The family made the trek to honor their daughter they lost to cancer. Julia Cobb was 8 years old when she passed away. She loved visiting Disney World. So her family said, you know what? I think we're going to make a trip. We're going to walk from Disneyland to Disney World in honor of our daughter. A 4,000-mile journey in all. That is a long, long, long walk.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, well, I wouldn't say it's insane. I understand. They wanted to do something special. There's a lot of together time right there. So by the time it's done, I don't know how happy you're going to be with each other, but it's a special thing. Hey, I know we're not quite finished here yet because I got one other story that I want to share. And this, I think, is still positive. According to a survey by ORI and the George Washington University, the Graduate School of Political Management, this is fascinating to me. Almost 2 in 3 voters believe political information on Facebook and other social media platforms has the same or higher quality than content from traditional news sources. So what they're saying is those crazy friends of yours on Facebook that are always sharing political comments, and you're going, why do you share that? Nobody believes this stuff anyway. People do. As a matter of fact, 2 out of 3 voters believe that, just as much as the mainstream media. So,
well, that's because the mainstream media has lost all credibility.
So you're saying it's not so much that the online stuff has
gone
gone
nothing
up.
is believable. Yeah,
You're saying it hasn't gone up.
The mainstream
others,
media has gone down.
It's gone down.
Yeah. You
Different
can't trust
perspective.
anyone, and it's unfortunate because we should be able to rely on the media.
I wonder if they trust what we say around here.
Well, they should.
Two out of 2 John and Heidi members agree. I make half of this stuff up. No, I really don't. I don't make anything up. Sometimes if it's just a joke, I'll make that up. But I try to just share the facts around here. And the fact is, it's time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more about those good folks at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. When you get there, buy some razors and start shaving like a real man. Come on, you can do it. Or like a real woman. Or however you want to do it. I'm just saying you can save money and have an awesome razor. Why would you not make that like on the top of your to-do list? Check it out. dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now your bonus break. Resume cover letters.
Resume.
Oh, is that what it is? These were taken from real resumes and cover letters that were printed in Fortune magazine. So if you get Fortune magazine, you've already seen this. But very funny stuff here. One says, I have learnt WordPerfect 6.0 computer and spreadsheet programs. Everything was spelled wrong. Everything.
Wow.
I'm a perfectionist and rarely, if ever, forget details. Next, these are really things on cover letters and resumes. Received a plague for salesperson of the year. I think they meant plaque.
That's funny.
Wholly responsible for 2 failed financial institutions.
Oh.
Well then, welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Reason for leaving last job, maturity leave. Not maternity leave, maturity leave.
Oh my gosh.
Failed bar exam with relatively high grades. I'm almost an attorney, just ain't quite smart enough to be one. It's best for employers that I not work with people. Real things on resumes and cover letters. Let's meet so you can ooh and ah over my experience.
Oh, wow. That right there for me would be like a no.
Next. I was working with my mom until she decided to move. Even my own mother doesn't want to work with me. Marital status. Single, unmarried, unengaged, uninvolved, no commitments. So they're like, hey, I got nothing going for me.
I got nothing going on. I can devote 100% of everything to you.
Yes. I don't even have people look at me when I'm in the street. I mean, that's where I'm at. Next, I have an excellent track record, although I am not a horse.
Oh, trying to be funny.
You
would hire that guy.
I would.
I'd be like, that is funny. So lame.
He's not a horse. Hello, is Mr. Ed there? All right, back to this. I am loyal to my employer at all costs. Please feel free to respond to my resume on my official voicemail. That's what he's saying. I'm loyal to my employer, but you can call me at work. That's fine. I'm just looking for a new job. My goal is to be a meteorologist, but since I possess no training in meteorology, I suppose I would try to be a stockbroker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did not see that one coming. That is completely different than meteorology. Next one on the list here. These are real resume cover letters. This was printed in Fortune magazine. I procrastinate, especially when the task is unpleasant.
Who doesn't? At least he's honest. You got to give him that.
Personal interest. Donating blood. 14 gallons so far. That's a lot of blood.
That is a lot of blood.
You suppose it was all his, or did he...
That is a whole lot of blood.
Chop somebody up and just donate theirs. I don't know what happened. Instrumental in ruining entire operation for a Midwest chain store.
Whoa.
You might not want to put
Why
that
would
on your
you put
resume.
that on your resume?
I don't know. Probably doesn't want the job. There are people that don't want jobs, but
That's
they have to.
I have to continue to get unemployment.
Next, note, please don't misconstrue my 14 jobs as job hopping. I have never quit a job yet.
It's
so
been fired.
Fired a lot is what you're saying. Marital status, often, children, various. I've been married often. I have children.
That's lots of kids.
Various. Next, the company made me a scapegoat, just like my 3 previous employers.
Oh, my gosh. It's always someone else's fault.
Yes. These are real notes that were taken on cover letters and resumes. Finished 8th in class of 10. So you second to the bottom. And our final note on here. References. None. I've left a path of destruction behind me.
Yeah, well,
At least he's an honest guy.
Unfortunately, that's the case. Anytime someone has something bad to say about their former employer, you need to look at their track record, and it's usually not a good one. So
interesting stuff. Hey, I got a story on here. It's on the bottom of the page. I'm going to read it, or I will lose it forever. Joe Carey, who had his door shot in the middle of the day, called the police and said the shooter vanished before they arrived. This is the interesting part. When the police showed up, Joe stood outside of his door with his own gun.
Oh.
Now, you'd think that police officers would appreciate an upstanding citizen defending himself with a gun, right? Being waved around in one hand, while the other hand was holding a bottle of vodka.
Oh.
Guess who was arrested? It was him.
Yeah.
He was drunk. I think I might have seen this on an episode of Cops. I believe he shot his own door.
Every episode of Cops.
Yeah. Pretty sure that guy shot his own door. He's like, yeah, somebody shot my door. Sir, why are you holding the gun? I think you shot your door.
Yeah.
All right. This has been your bonus break. Get a little extra in the bonus today. The folks at Dollar Shave Club love to give you a little extra. As a matter of fact, I got my razors. I got another One Wipe Charlie. So
you haven't used that yet.
I haven't. I've got 2 One Wipe Charlies. If I get like 5 or 6, I might start trying them. So I don't know how many wipes I'm going to need. I'm not a little guy, Anyway, if you'd like to know more, not about that because that's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
But if you'd like to know more about the Dollar Shave Club, go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio.